probably shouldn't laugh anymore.
Hello, and welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy X, the Masters mod. Now again, this is my second playthrough, so I know what's gonna go on. But yeah, I won't spoil for the audience, but if anyone wants to talk about certain bosses coming up, now they're actually getting kinda hard, so it's a good time to start.
That one looks slow.
It's also tough. Let me handle this.
No way! I can take it! What the?
Told ya, Sir Arn's the best.
I could have done that.
So now that we have Auron in the party, we have a good set of more damage. Only thing is he's super slow, and we don't really have as much of his kit developed yet to make him super useful. We just need to supplement him with Kimahri.
Hey, I'm a guardian now, so watch out.
Now, one thing about the Mihan High Road is talk to everyone, because everyone will give you something, and it will be a little bit useful. If anything, it'll save you some money down the road. Plus, if you walk away now, they're not going to come back, so get your stuff while you can.
This ends now.
Now, the random encounters get a big difficulty spike. Not only is it just a long area without save points in between, but they do some damage if you get caught off guard or you don't have a good priority in taking them out. I will say that my second time round is going a lot smoother than my first, because I am really relying a lot on that Titus First Strike Dark Shield to really have that 50-50 shot of blinding the wolves, because if I get a blindness on them at first and they don't get that second hit off in retaliation, that's so much less attrition. And you have the big dual horn for now, but really as long as you keep them blind, then they really don't pose a threat at all. Okay, so now we have our first Aeon 1v1 with Belgemine and her Ifrit. So, as per usual, if you want to tune out and come back, feel free to do that. And yeah, then we'll get right into it.
Show me how strong of a link you forged with your Aeons.
Now, this isn't a complaint, but we are just so early into the game that there's really not any options. But my only thing about this fight is it's so well balanced that there's really only one way to win. Now, this isn't the same case in all the other battles, but this is one thing that's like, okay, I get it, where we really only have two tools. So, if you read along the top, it says he'll attack, and then he'll use his meteor strike, and then he'll repeat until he has overdrive. And if you read the box instructions, it says, oh, he can be delayed. So, and he has that ice weakness. So this is trying to teach you, basically, yeah, these fights are rebalanced and you have to pay attention to the info that they give you. Now with this information, hit him with ice and then shield when he meteor strikes you, because that meteor strike will do a lot of damage. Now again, my only complaint is you really need to save all of the sonic wings till the very end, because if he gets an overdrive off, you're done. You can survive it if you really use them at the beginning to front load, maybe get his overdrive off and tank that with shield, but it's not gonna work out. You still won't have enough life to keep on the fight afterwards. So again, that's my only complaint, is that there's only one way to win, but it is early enough. So then again, this fight is optional.
Call an ambulance! But not for me!
One minute later.
Really, the reward between winning and losing isn't that different, really. The only difference is an extra empty customization slot. So, in my first playthrough, I just went without, because I couldn't be bothered to completely solve this fight. So that's worth mentioning,
this.
and
You've earned
you really don't need that extra customization slot. I really just use this as a generic armor for, I guess, your all-purpose. Now that we're back on the road, again, you'll see that, man, these random encounters, they don't mess around anymore. If you're caught off guard, the wolf will take out one of your party members at the beginning of the fight, and then the eyeball will just keep making them slow and just essentially take them out of the fight too. But then you have that elemental, which will now it has 3 casts, so if you don't take that out, it'll give you a squad wipe and maybe probably a game over. So this encounter is tough. You gotta really prioritize. Okay, I gotta blind the wolf because it won't die in one hit. I gotta either shield against Null Frost, but even if you do that, sometimes you get unlucky and one character gets hit 3 times. And the eyeball is also just like not great. Luckily, one of Yuna's stabs has magic booster on it, so you can actually one-shot the eyeballs if you have that specific weapon on her. But the trade-off is you get less heals down the road, so take that into consideration. But then again, there is no experience in this game, so, or at least for the random encounters, so if your guys are down at the end of the fight, that really doesn't matter. Again, in this playthrough, I'm leveraging the fact that I sent Kamari down the speed route, and also he has a good pool of MP, so him and Waka can keep a lot of things blind. And then also I'm kind of gambling a lot on Titus blinding the wolves on the first strike too. As always, the wolves will hit you really hard, and then they also like blind and put you to sleep or put you to silence. So those are just a nightmare if you let them rage rampant. The new turtles will just kind of stay as long as they can and delay everybody, and the floating eyeballs will also slow you down, but you really can't do much to damage them other than like focusing them with healing, because now they're zombified. So really the best thing that you gotta do is you can heal them with Yuna. You can also kind of defensively mitigate them with Yuna, I guess, if you do like a null shock, because this one in particular has a thunder attack, and that's the one that will slow you down and blind you and just make your day a lot worse. Also, you really can't be shy about using those overdrives, because they can bail you out, but they're not a guarantee. So you have to make sure that you at least know what will help and what won't. Now, if you get into the encounter with the bombs, now you really need to make sure that Yuna has a summon ready or Ifrit ready, because that makes it basically a win. But if you can't have that, then it gets a lot tougher. That's when Auron really steps up to the plate, because when you hit them once with magic or a physical attack, they'll respond with a protect or shell, and then you really won't be able to do much damage after that. Now, Auron, if he's the one who gets hit, he can counter, and they won't respond to that counter with protect. So that's one way to do more damage than normal when it comes to their encounter. But if you don't have Ifrit, then it's pretty rough. Auron can also use his Shooting Star Overdrive to take one of them out, or Titus could Blitz Ace one down, but these are a pretty tough encounter. And now we have the Chocobo Eater. So this is a good fight. I highly recommend you get this on your own and then come back here for my version. Now, overdrive wise, I usually go for Dancer or Rook or Tactician for a lot of these sort of fights. Because if you read in the scan info, you're going to want to either blind, or you're going to blind and silence him. Because if he's blind, he'll cast a big ice magic. But you really don't want him to hit you either. So he's going to throw a lot of attacks your way, and if you dodge, or you block the ice with a no frost, then you can get some good overdrives out of that. This fight forces you to push him off the cliff, which I think is actually pretty cool. But I am front-loading most of my preparation at the beginning because this fight has 3 stages. Or it really has 2 stages, but it has 3 intervals of you flipping him and pushing him. Now, we need to get some good burst damage is what we need. So you can either do that with overdrives, or you can do that with cheer and focus. Also, power break is nice in case he gets a lucky hit. Now, it's both a blessing and a curse when Orin gets targeted with the ultra quick hits, because you can see here that he'll get a lot of extra turns and he'll recover from his statuses. But Orin does get some free hits in because even if he doesn't have that speed, he has the counterattacks to make up for it. If you get lucky and get Yuna in overdrive, then she can summon Ifrit, but he's only good for pushing. He's not good for flipping over, because especially in stage 3, if you get Hellfire to flip him, then he'll just flip right back because he won't do the damage quick enough. Now, after the second flip is when the fight really kicks off. He pops a haste, and then you either have to be ready with the big overdrive damage, or you rely on like a hasted up Lulu and Kumari to spam fire until he flips over. So now we have a lot of level ups to do, and a choice on who to give the agility spear for. Now my choice is no brainer, it's Lulu, because she does a lot of damage, and she's very slow, so at least we can get her into the mid-tier in terms of speed. Now the notable pickups for this is Orin gets Guard, which makes it so that he can fully utilize that counterattack sword, and then Yuna gets life, so now we don't have to be completely reliant on Phoenix Downs. Then we can get all these free chests all along the Chocobo Road, and I'll give some money to Owaka too, now that we actually have some to spare.
Make it up to you.
And finally, if you missed out on the little memo before the Chocobo Eater, you can get some practice battles against some of the tougher enemies. But also, most of these enemies that are in there will give Kumari an overdrive. So if you missed it, you can lance at them right here. So that's about it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you'll come again for the journey to beat Pennance. So again, if you liked the video, I like your face. Alright, bye-bye.